Today, myself and my son are going to a toy show. Now right off the bat, I used to have this exact toy when I was a kid. The funny thing is though, most of the toys I had were hand-me-down toys. The times in my life when I really got new toys were Christmas and my birthday. So I spent a lot of time playing with older toys or just video games. Now not for nothing, I still have a lot of nostalgia for different eras of toys, but I don't have a particular era that I'm into. The toys I like are the toys I remember, and they are mostly tied into the pop culture moments that I remember growing up. That being said, I have a much larger nostalgia base than most people because I have many older siblings. I'm actually the youngest kid of 5. I liked what my brothers and sisters liked, and I also liked everything I watched on TV, which is a lot of TV. I had relatively strict parents that didn't like me watching TV during the week, so I spent so much time during the weekend watching TV. Saturday morning cartoons were my jam, and I spent every Saturday morning watching like every single channel all at once. As an adult, I mostly buy toys to connect with my kid, but I want to make sure that he doesn't get too spoiled with too many toys. Let's start looking at some Power Ranger toys. Now I was a huge Power Ranger fan as a kid, and my kid also likes Power Rangers, so I've been going a little overboard when it comes to Power Rangers. This is the Power Rangers White Tiger Saber used by the White Power Ranger. Now the fun thing I've decided to do with my kid is collect as many Flippy Rangers as we can get today. We're going to look for the original set of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm also going to get these big guys because they're $2 for $5. This one's from the movies, and you can tell because the Zord on his chest is different than the original one. This guy had a ton of original Power Ranger toys and remake toys. Now most of the original toys are from 1994, that's when Power Rangers came out, but they've reissued these toys a lot. Recently it was the Power Rangers 30th anniversary in the US. It's kind of nice though because it keeps the price of Power Rangers overall pretty cheap, so it's a thing that you can collect for quote-unquote affordably. Speaking of, I'm going to try to get a full set of these big box Power Rangers. I just like that the box is a triangle. I found this complete set of Flippy Power Rangers for a pretty good price. The guy let them go for $80, which is not bad at all. I found played with versions to give to my kid for way cheaper though. I kind of love the original Super Mario Bros. Movie, and this set of toys is something I've always wanted. I'm a big fan of what I like to call off-book Super Mario, things that are early Super Mario that kind of look weird. During the design process, you create what's called a style guide, which makes everything you create of a character perfectly the same. From game to game, show to show, he looked very different. And the wonkier he looked, the more I like him. These super weird looking Marios are my absolute favorite, and I love finding them. They're like official bootleg Marios. These little Marios are from a 1989 line of Mario toys from a company called Applause. They made some other cool things too. This particular booth is my buddy Vintage Gems booth. He does a lot of claim sales and he's got a lot of rad stuff. One of my favorite types of VHS to pick up are these. Back in the day, they used to send out promotional videos that talked about new video games or new shows coming out. I loved getting the Nintendo ones, and I also liked getting the ones about new shows. I got one as a kid about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I got one about Pokemon as well. Whenever I see these for like less than $10, I always pick them up. I have too many. Now I'm always looking for video games, and I've only got 2 left in the complete N64 collection. Unfortunately, they're not here because they're very rare games, but other than that, these are pretty decent prices overall. In general, I'm trying to limit the amount of toys I have, especially on-card ones. Not that I don't think they're super cool to look at, but the thing is, I don't really have space for them. These guys are cool. They make custom parts for custom toys. If you're really into the idea of personalizing your figurines, this is a great way to do that. Now this was mostly a toy convention, but I was really surprised at the amount of video games here. Not in a bad way, actually in a completely positive way, because I like looking at video games. It's really nice that some of the good games for GameCube got re-releases on the Switch. This got an HD remaster with its sequel as well. I didn't even know they graded these, but one of my friends recently got me a complete set of Nintendo Game Pack Topps cards. I love these. This is the type of game that I always see but I never get. I don't know what the actual gameplay is like, but it seems intriguing. Turtles is the perfect example of a show that I liked by proxy. Like, I kind of watched this growing up, but my brother really liked the show, so I watched it a lot too. I've always wanted one of these Game Boy Colors, but I can never tell if they're legit or not, but this seems pretty legit. I really love these Nintendo trophies, and it seems like anyone that's not a Mario one is kind of rare. One day I'll have a complete set of these. I loved Space Jam as a kid, and this toy is amazing. I don't collect G.I. Joe, but I have a lot of respect for a booth that's this well organized, and of course this booth is put together by my buddy Cruz. Check it out. There he is. There's the man. You never think this about Connecticut, but it's actually the home of the WWE. Now first things first, Monster Party is a great game, but there's actually a few games that are kind of like this, like Monster in My Pocket by Konami. The folks at this booth make actually monster-related toys and games. It's really neat. These things are very well produced, and I really like them. Scary Stuff and Horror does so great amongst all different collecting types, especially like video games and movies and VHS and all that type of stuff. Street Sharks have been pretty hot lately. I had a buddy that recently reached out to me and let me know that he had a whole bunch of Street Sharks, so I might see if I can get them from him. We'll see. I just like how detailed and fun these toys are. I completely forget what the story is on this Millennium Falcon, but it's so huge. I really love Super Nintendo games in general. It was my first console I ever owned, and I really like it. The first couple of games released for the NES were called black box games. These two are big hitters. I really like when popular IPs have really weird spin-offs. Cyber Samurai Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles don't even need to be explained, they're just rad. If you don't know what Max Headroom is, you should look it up because this is the coolest skateboard I've ever seen. I feel like this comes from an era where advertising campaigns were just totally okay to be reckless. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I'm actually a big fan of Metallica and metal in general. I'm totally picking this up. These shiny Power Rangers were actually Power Rangers from Power Rangers the movie. If you've never seen it, you definitely should check it out. It's very okay. This is a robot named Metalhead. He's kind of a turtle, but not really at all. These are napkins that I would never use, but I'd always display. I love Pokemon, but low-key, I think I love Digimon even more. This is a Power Ranger Ninja Turtle. This is totally awesome. This is cool. It's from a Power Ranger-like show called Big Bad Beetleborgs Metallics. Well, anyways, here's some VHS that I picked up, and I want to show you this guy who makes bootleg VHSs. Let's get into it. So tell me about these tapes.
Yeah, so I designed all the cases. For the video game ones, I like to replicate. Get this out. I like to replicate the boxes. You know, I put this Super Mario World cartoon Mario on it. But yeah, like a lot of these things are just things in the past that we liked, like watching Toonami 6-hour marathon of random Dragon Ball Z episodes. It just makes you feel like a kid again. You know, get see little commercials. Or if you just want to enjoy an anime, old school 4:3, you know.
Oh yeah.
Nice English double triangle.
Nice. This guy has a cool setup. I love Adult Swim shows, but it's the bumpers and the commercials that just bring back the nostalgia for them. As a kid, I used to record a lot of those, and I still have those tapes somewhere. Where can the people find you? Like, what's your Instagram?
We're on Instagram's Dead Media Junkies, and we also have an Etsy account, Dead Media Junkies.
Cool, man. Thank you. I have a little bit of a confession. I've never really played a lot of Quake, but I still think this is really cool. I mean, maybe not Batman the animated series Rock'em Sock'em Robot's cool, but still pretty cool. I love sharing these little bits of nostalgia with my son, like I love Small Soldiers. I also kind of find it funny that every time I pick him up from school, he's always telling his friends about these things I tell him about. But don't worry, we watch like Paw Patrol together sometimes too. Next year when they have this again, you should definitely go by Shop the Curiosity. It was a lot of fun, and even though I'm trying not to collect toys, I had a great time. Now first things first, I got this Billy Blue Ranger for 15 bucks. I really like the box and I think I want to get a complete set. I got a whole bunch of these Applause figurines from Mario. They're totally weird looking and I love how like just goofy they are. Now I love Power Rangers, but I also loved Big Bad Beetleborgs growing up, so I got 2 out of the 3. I'm missing a green one and basically all of their accessories as well. I'm a sucker for shiny metal, and the guy was selling these 2 for $5, so I had to pick these up. I mean, look at them. They're so cool. A part of that 2 for $5 deal, I also ended up getting this super shiny Power Ranger as well. Look how shiny he is. But you can tell from this ape that he is not one of the original ones. He is one of the ones for the movie. I said this earlier, but I ended up getting all of the Flippy Rangers. These were all basically mint and came with their accessories, which is pretty cool. I also ended up getting a set for my son that ended up only being like $3 a piece. These Flippy Rangers morph from their teenage selves to Power Rangers, which is super cool. What I kind of learned about going to one of these toy shows is that for really cheap prices, you can pick up a bunch of vintage, really fun toys for really inexpensive that are really cool. It was a great bonding experience with my son, and I'm not gonna lie, even though I keep trying not to collect toys, they're just so fun. I'm really glad that my kid's at an age that we can play with these toys together and just have a really great time doing it. Now listen up, if you enjoyed this video about toys, let me know. I'll make more toy videos, but you know, I'm still gonna make a ton of videos about video games. I just like toys as well.